The following is brought to you by the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
Welcome to Wilfred Watches Podcast, an American podcast about professional wrestling. And today we have a very far away guest, a very special guest. She is Candy 3 belts, I think, right now. And she is Candy Lee from New Zealand. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm happy, I guess.
You're happy, you guess? Have you not had your bubble bath yet today?
I didn't today because I didn't wake up early enough.
Oh, okay.
I was tired.
Got it. So you have a really, really cool story, very fascinating, and you're very open about your background, and you even did a little short documentary on a New Zealand channel, RNZ, which was very powerful, like 7 minutes or 8 minutes long. You went to an all-boys school, and how did wrestling was wrestling your escape? And tell us about your background just a little bit.
So yeah, I did. I went to an all-boys Catholic school, like in high school. That was awkward.
That's so weird.
Yeah, but it's because my dad wanted,
sure,
like me and my brothers to go there, and yeah, because like I don't know, because he's Catholic, I guess, and because that's where a lot of like other boys in my family had gone.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, wrestling was kind of like an escape growing up, but also like my friends outside of school that I had met, like that were like similar to me, was really nice as well.
So what was it that like made you actually say, wow, I am going to step into a wrestling ring and I actually want to like train and I want to actually throw my body all over the ground like that? Like what actually what made you take that leap into actually wrestling?
Because I like wanted to be a wrestler when I was like young and stuff,
mm-hmm.
but I didn't think wrestling was a thing in New Zealand. So, like, I literally Googled, like, training to wrestle in New Zealand. That's how I discovered Impact Pro Wrestling, the company that I wrestle for and stuff here in New Zealand. But
you are the champion right now, is that right?
What is it?
You're the heavyweight champion, aren't you?
Not the heavyweight champion, the women's champion.
Oh, okay. Got it. I was giving you too much praise. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm the current women's champion. And the longest reigning now, I think, which is pretty cool.
How does that make you feel to say that?
It feels amazing. It feels great. Like, I don't know, because like, I feel like I trained for ages, and because all I wanted when I was training was just to finally have my debut. But then I didn't think past that. So to go on then to win the bout was pretty amazing as well.
So did wrestling kind of make you more comfortable on your journey? Because I know you started out, I saw the pictures of like the puberty challenge where you're just like a boy with the crazy hair and stuff. Did wrestling...
Oh my god. That was just so gross.
Yeah, but it shows you how far you've come, though. You know, how you're comfortable now. And that's really inspiring. So did wrestling help you make you feel like more comfortable in your whole journey to being you?
I actually like, to be honest, I actually started training after I was comfortable with who I am, because like there was a period of time where I stopped watching wrestling around high school and stuff because I felt like I wanted to discover who I was as a person and my identity, because I was really kind of struggling. Because as a teenager, you like, that's kind of important, is discovering who you are, and if you're like unsure of it, then you can't really apply yourself to like the passions and stuff you have in life. So I feel like it wasn't until like I fully like discovered who I was as a person and like owned it and like started transitioning, that's when I started getting back into wrestling again. And then that's when the idea came about wanting to train, because I knew I've always wanted to like train to be a wrestler and to be one, but because I only watched WWE growing up, so I was just like, oh my god, how do you get into the WWE? Because is that the only way to get into wrestling? But then Googling and like talking to people at IPW and stuff, I discovered indie wrestling through coming to train here and stuff. I didn't even know.
Yeah, because like WWE seems like a whole world away, I'm sure, from over there. It's probably like insurmountable journey that I don't know how you guys feel from New Zealand, but it's like there's a lot of great talent coming out of the Oceanic region right now. So it's great because people over here are now looking over to where you are in Australia and New Zealand, because like who's the next person, and it's really amazing to see some of the talent coming out of there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because like they're really paving the way for like people here. Like having Dakota Kai in WWE is so amazing, because she was like she was a former women's champion at the company that I wrestle for, so that's pretty cool.
Wow. So I got some questions I asked for the Twitter, and you have a really strong following, so I got some questions for you. So Kat asked you, who was your top supporter in your journey of becoming a transgender wrestler?
I consider myself a women's wrestler, because like I wouldn't go out and make myself different from everyone and say I'm a trans wrestler, because at the end of the day I identify as a female, so I call myself a women's wrestler and stuff. But I get her question where it's coming from, and like, I think the biggest supporter for me have been my friends and my parents and my family. They've been like the biggest supporters. Like I'm so thankful that my parents are supportive of who I am and like didn't disown me and shit, because I know most parents most parents wouldn't usually do that if they had a trans child or like any like kind of child from the LGBT community. So I'm quite thankful that my parents are like so accepting, and they're like my biggest supporters.
That really made my heart really warm whenever I watched the little documentary, and it shows that when you said that, that made me feel so much better that we're getting to a point where, you know, parents are understanding that it's not like taboo, you know, it's what you choose, it's what you feel, it's who you are. So it made me, I personally, as a viewer of the documentary, made me feel really nice to see that your parents were a big supporter. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, because it's especially since they're like traditional Samoans, and my parents like are really Samoan with things, so it was kind of hard. But then like but my parents' thing is like, as long as I'm happy and like I'm not making bad decisions in life, then it's okay.
So I wanted to ask you this question. Do you associate yourself more with Candy Lee or Leilani?
And like, in what way?
Like in real life, who are you more like? If I was to meet you in person, who would you be more like? Would you be more like the character, or would you be more like a little badass like Leilani?
To be honest, I feel like me as Leilani is like way crazier than the character Candy Lee. It's so weird that like when I explain to people, I'm like, oh, I feel like Candy Lee's toned down. Because if you meet me in real life, I'm kind of like full on sometimes.
I've seen your Instagram, and you don't hold back, and your tweets, and very big supporter of you just saying whatever the fuck you want. So, big ups to you.
Just hope it doesn't get me in trouble, though.
Well, you have to be yourself, you know? And look at the... yeah, anyway. So social media, let me ask you about that. Because they love to label people, and they love to really... social media, especially Twitter, can be really, really bad sometimes. Really negative. So how do you deal with the polar opposites? How do you deal with the extreme people who are just hating on you? And how do you deal with the amazing reception that you've had? Tell me about the positives and the negatives and how you deal with both.
I feel like I knew going into this and being open about who I am that I was going to get negativity, and I was just like, oh, I'm not every time I see it, I'm just not surprised. I'm just like, oh, okay. I've heard worse, and I've heard eerie, ignorant comment under the sun. I'm just like, it's just there's nothing new. All these ignorant people that say these negative comments, I'm just like, there's no nothing new about what you're saying to me. I've heard it all before. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't really bother me. But in saying that, the positivity definitely outweighs the negativity that I receive. But most of the negativity come from people that seem to have their own insecurities. So it's just I'm just oh, they're just probably projecting their own self-hate or something. It's nothing to do with me, because they could just sit there and enjoy their food, but they want to let me ruin their day. To know that my existence really bothers you that much for you to say something, it's just it makes me laugh. I'm just you could have did something with the seconds that it took you to tweet out your bullshit, but you wanted to you felt you needed to say that. And I don't know, I feel Twitter often gives a lot of people the power to say whatever they want because they know they can get away with it.
And that's the thing. Usually there's no repercussions for it. It's you just say whatever, and they think they're safe, you know.
But my thing is if you're gonna be ignorant to me, I'm gonna definitely put you on blast and call you out, because you're why not call you out? I feel people need to call out people's ignorance, because they need to learn a lesson in what you say.
Yeah, you saw that with the Toni Storm stuff. You saw the crazy reception that people and the support that they gave her. And I think that was a really positive sign, but I think, that needs to happen more. So what do you think about that whole situation? Do you think that was a good thing that everybody rushed to her support?
Yeah, definitely, because you need to because I feel it's always good to back people, wholesome, good people, and I feel she's a good person. She seems such a lovely girl, so I thought that was really nice that everyone supported her. Because
I have spoken to people from New Zealand and Australia a lot, and you guys are so down to earth. It's so amazing. I love having you as guests, so I hated to see that happen to Toni.
Yeah, because she's such a lovely girl from what I've seen and stuff. So for that to happen, and I feel the people who did it, they're not having a right. That's someone's private life. You don't kind of mess with that kind of stuff.
Exactly. So your goals, as you said in the little documentary, you would want to be in WWE one day. That's obviously every wrestler's goal. What would you be open to a run in Japan first? You've got people like Asuka over in Marvelous right now. You've got so she's already breaking a path for women's wrestlers over there. So would you be open to a run in Marvelous or Ice Ribbon or Stardom?
Oh my god, definitely Stardom. This, because I didn't know much about indie wrestling when I started training. So the more I've like trained and as the years go by, I've learned more and more about everything else other than WWE, because I've only ever watched WWE. So like, yeah, I would like totally love to wrestle in Japan. Like the scene there looks so cool and like amazing, and I love the gear they wear.
Yeah, like
Japanese women's wrestling.
What in particular?
I just like, cause like I'm so into like baby doll dresses and like lolitas and stuff. So like the Japanese women's wrestlers, their gear is so amazing. They have some of the best in the world.
There was a question actually from Twitter that asked you what your favorite gear is. So do you have a favorite like outfit or attire?
Of my own or like in general?
Both.
I don't know. I feel like I haven't made a gear of mine that's my favorite yet. Cause like, that's a hard question.
So which do you like? Like, whose attire do you really dig right now that you might have seen online or in WWE or NXT? Is there somebody's that you really like?
Trying to think now. My brain's not working right now.
That's okay. It's very early as we're recording this, so it's no worries at all. It's early in the future. You are on a Saturday. I am on a Friday, which is very funny. Let me ask you something else. Because you watched WWE, that was like the only product that was really available that you knew of. So who did you idolize when you were a kid, when you were looking at WWE?
This is like so easy. It was Candice Michelle. Candice Michelle, Kelly, like Tori Wilson. I love women's wrestling. But in terms of male wrestlers, I would have to say John Cena.
There's no better, obviously. He's carried that brand for a long time.
He's like the literal GOAT.
He is, and I don't think enough people really give him credit for that. He's carried that through some interesting times in the past 15 years where it wasn't as hot as it is now.
I feel like people that say they don't like him just feel like they think they're cool by saying it, because how it's like such a cool thing to hate people for some reason. But yeah, Candice Michelle is like my favorite. She's actually the reason why I wanted to train to be a wrestler. So she inspired me a lot. Kelly.
That's amazing. I want to ask you about so if I told you, let's just play what if Triple H was on the call right now, what would you tell him?
In like a car, or did you say on the call?
On the call, like a phone call. Like, what would you tell him if you got to speak to him right now, if you haven't spoke to him already?
I would probably say hi.
So what would you say?
I honestly wouldn't know, to be honest.
You never know when somebody's gonna call. You know what I mean?
I'd probably be like, hello, who's this?
New phone, who this? Oh.
I honestly wouldn't know.
So you would just totally clam up. I think most people would probably do the same, honestly.
I'll probably let him do all the talking, and then I just kind of bounce off whatever he says to me on the phone.
So there's another question on Twitter that Leia asked, and she said, with all of the signings going on between major companies, have you gotten anything from any calls or anything from those companies, and is it anything you're allowed to talk about?
I don't not. I wish.
So nobody's contacted you yet for anything?
No, but I feel like I'm new as, so it's understandable. I'm just trying to find my feet in the wrestling world, I guess. So it's no no biggie to me because I'm like brand new.
Well, you know, I would say Stardom loves to bring in young talent, so I will. I'll have to tweet at them, see if I can bother them for you, because I think you would fit really, really well in Stardom, actually.
Yeah, Stardom like looks so cute, and I'm just like, I like started watching some of their stuff, and I'm just like, oh my god, that looks so amazing. I would definitely like Japan as a whole, like their culture is so like interesting to me. Because it looks like a culture built on respect and stuff, and it has core values, and I love that.
So Lily Faye asks you this. She says, "Who's on your wrestling bucket list? Who do you want to fight before you call it a career?" Which is probably a long time ago.
Probably everyone. I'll fight everyone. I just want to wrestle.
Mm-hmm. So would you be open to fighting Kelly Kelly if she came back?
Oh my god, yes! I want to be her tag team partner though.
Ooh, and then you've got the tag team belts now in WWE. So there you go.
That was so cool. I love Kelly Kelly.
So did Kelly? What was one of your favorite wrestling moves? Is another thing that Lily Faye asks.
Like favorite wrestling move, like in general, just a move I liked.
Yeah.
I was always a big fan of like the good old DDT. For some reason, I thought that was like it looks so scary every time I watched it. Yeah, I would have to go with the DDT because there's so many cool variations of it, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's amazing.
So, what are your goals in 2019 and beyond? What are your upcoming goals, and what's going to be called a success for you, like in the next 1 or 2 years?
My goals would probably be just to like wrestle more, hopefully wrestle overseas. Get better. Hopefully I can finally squash a watermelon with my thighs.
Please put that on Instagram. Please.
It was like meant to be like it's been a goal of mine for ages, but I'm just like, oh, my legs are weak. Maybe I just need to like buy a hollow watermelon, and if they sell those, and just kind of cheat with it.
I think that would be a really funny YouTube series that you can start, is like your journey to squashing watermelons.
Yeah, true. Or squashing fruit in general.
Oh, there's a whole market for that, I'm pretty sure. People would definitely subscribe to that.
Oh yeah, because there's that girl that like squishes her face with bread, and I was just like, oh my god, that's so cool. I wish I came up with that idea. Because I love bread. Bread's my favorite food.
So you're not afraid of carbs?
I love carbs. Like bread's my favorite. Yeah, bread's my favorite food. Like, no lies. If like a guy wanted to take me on a date, he can literally put like a loaf of bread on a plate, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
If you're listening to this and you want to take out Candy Lee, now you know where to take her. Go to a bread shop, because yeah. There you go. Yeah, that's all you need.
Impress me with like different kinds of bread.
Croissants.
But they would all have to be vegan though, because she's vegan like one.
So wow, I mean that is all I have for you. I'm very, very excited for your journey, and I can't wait to see where you go over the next few years. I am very thankful for your time today, and we will go ahead and wrap up this interview now. So thanks so much for listening, and please follow Candy Lee on Twitter. What is your Twitter handle, Candy Lee?
I always get this wrong because like I forget something, but I think my Twitter handle's Candidly Candy, and I think there's an underscore after.
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. It's Candidly Candy _ I will link it in the show notes, of course. So please give her a follow. And on Instagram, it says Lay Barbie. So please follow her.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a follow. She has lots of funny stories. And like today, she's been listening to the new Ariana Grande, right?
Oh my god, I love it. And I've been doing my makeup the whole time we've been talking.
All right. Well, thank you very much and for hanging out today. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.